Hey everyone, this is a really quick video. Bit of a disaster. So there's this wonderful paint that Warwick George recommended for Russian grade coats, and it is amazing. It really goes really well with the airbrush, which I managed to try it out with yesterday. Super paint. And then I mixed it with a little bit of ivory to do highlights. Worked a treat. Problem is, it reactivates with wash. I discovered this yesterday, kind of, sort of, and then it was reinforced today. I'll just show you what I mean. So this is my palette, right? And as you can see, I've got blotches of stuff everywhere. You might say, well, you're using a wet palette. Well, I don't have a wet palette, so there you go. So over here, there's a, hang on, let me point with, something more appropriate. So just under here, under this black, which I was using earlier, you'll notice there's a bit of that sand gray there. And then here, there's like a blotch of what was black ink or dark wash, dark tone. So what I was doing was, I was working on these Romans, and I wanted to put some black wash on some Pila, which are over there. Sorry for the camera. And I put a dollop of this down here, and it sort of bled into where this the sand gray was. And it immediately reactivated it. And the problem was, I also found out doubly then, when I was doing the, careful there, I was doing the black base coating on some sections of these figures, right? So let me try and get a focus there. And I was doing this guy's scabbard. I think it was his scabbard. No, it wasn't his scabbard. You know what it was? It was the back of his, trying to do this one-handed. It was the back of his sword hilt. And what happened was the black from the sword grip bled a little bit onto the cloth. So I grabbed my my brush and I put a little bit of water on it. And usually what I do is I can just wick it away. You know, put a bit of water on the paint drop and then just wick it away with my brush. I've subsequently fixed it, but it caused an immense smear. You can probably see there's an example of this happening. I did have another example, but anyway, it looks like, to me at any rate, that this paint reactivates when you put water on it. So you can paint on it, but you cannot put a wash on it because that reactivates the paint and it turns it into a muddy mush. So here's some of it. Let me just see if I can demonstrate what I'm trying to show you. So I've just loaded this brush up with a little bit of. See how it starts stripping it off? I don't know if you can see that, but there's some silver underneath it, and it's lifted the paint right off. I can paint with it again. Now that's a problem. I mean, obviously acrylic paints get activated by water, but this stuff is like ultra reactive. The moisture in a wash is causing it to liquefy. So you basically get one shot to apply the wash, and if you pull your brush down on it at all, if you move the wash around, it starts tearing up your layers. So that's kind of put me in a bit of a bind, because I wanted to show you this. I mean, these, hang on, let me sort my life out. These are the next lot that I've been working on, and the coats have come out really nice, I think. Obviously they're not done, but the coats have come out nicely. The transitions look kind of good. Sorry, it's trying to focus on 1,001 things. But the coats look relatively good. I'm pretty happy with it as a paint color. But it's just, I don't know what it is. This paint is like super sensitive. It just, yeah, the minute you apply any kind of like liquid to it, it just reactivates and it just turns into mud. So I'm not quite sure. I think when I varnish the figures, it'll probably set it. But I have to be like super careful around it. So that gives me a slight problem. So what I'm going to probably do, these are my options that I was playing with. So I already did some khaki. Not really the perfect color, but you know, it's a color. Stone gray seems to be a relatively decent match. If anybody can think of a color that is similar to this Mission Models idea of sand gray, I would be much appreciative. It's it's a really nice color. It looks fantastic. It just keeps reactivating, and I don't know if I've got the temperament to deal with it. So yes, I guess a public service announcement, we can call it. But yeah, that was just a concern that I came across. I'm not sure if anyone else has noticed the same thing.